Good morning. I am here again for our biblical bath. I kind of got to talk quiet because it's really early in the morning, but I just finished reading Numbers chapter 14, like the whole chapter. I just couldn't even stop. It is an amazing account of after the group of spies go out, and remember my last video to assess it, possess it, and don't mess it up. Well, some of them kind of messed it up, right? They started to give, well, Caleb gave a good report. He's like, come on, let's go. Let's go take the land. Let's go possess it. Like right now, let's go. And some other men came and said, no, it's bad. The people are big and the land's going to eat us up and it's all scary. And then like all of a sudden, all of the people, I'm like, it's millions, right? Maybe. They start crying and murmuring, and they're just like, oh, we should have died in the wilderness. We should have died in Egypt. It's crazy. And Caleb is like, no, let's go. It's okay. The land is amazing. And they wouldn't listen. And so all of a sudden they just started talking about appointing a captain to go back to Egypt. Like Moses and Aaron are both there. They're perplexed. They fall on their face. Caleb and Joshua, they tear their clothes. They're just like, what's up, guys? What is wrong with you people? And finally, God shows up. He shows up to everybody. But then he talks to Moses. I wonder if they heard him, like all the people. But he tells Moses, like, how long do I need to deal with these people? Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to annihilate them and give you a new, fresh group of people. How about that? Moses is like, no, because if you don't get them into this promised land, then Egypt is going to find out, because that's going to for sure go viral. And then Egypt is going to go and tell the people that are over there in the promised land, all the giants and stuff with the big grapes, he's going to tell them, and it's just going to like make you look really bad, God. And so God honors that and listens to him and says, okay, all right, here's what we're going to do. There's got to be consequences for bringing an evil report. So for the 40 days that y'all were in the wilderness or in the lands, like surveying it, and to come back with the evil report, y'all are going to go back towards the Red Sea, back into the wilderness for a year for each of those days. So 40 years. All the people, they're not going to be able to see the land. Plus, like the young men that were counted, right? The only ones that are going to get to see it are the children. Isn't that so sweet, right? Even when we mess up as adults, the children still can have a fighting chance. And of course, Caleb and Joshua and all his peoples, they're going to get to go in, right? And so that's the consequence that God lays out. And so there's like 3 questions that I usually ask myself. Shout out to Pastor Bill, that used to be our pastor. He gave us these questions on a little card. I'll show it to you next time. But it asks 3 questions. What does this tell me about God? What does this tell me about myself and others? And what is God asking me to do? So what this is telling me about God, this little passage, Numbers chapter 14, verses 1 through 35. It tells me that God offers a fresh start as an option, right? He was ready to just start fresh with a new group of people. I was like, who's he going to make him from? I don't know, Moses and his wife, I guess. But he offers a fresh start. God also gets frustrated, right? So if you get frustrated, it's okay. We're made in the image of God. So being frustrated is okay. But God gets frustrated with our murmurings. So when we complain, he gets frustrated with that. But he also listens to reason. When Moses was like, all right, see, look, you said you were merciful, long-suffering. Remember that, God, when you told me that, when you passed by me? Remember that, keep your word. And so God listens to reason. According to Isaiah 1:18, come now and let us reason together. He honors our efforts to vindicate his character. Like when we want to make him look good, he honors that and respects that. So he's like, okay, I won't destroy him, but they got to have some consequences, right? Now, the next question, what does it tell me about myself and others? Well, what it tells me is that I need to beware of the reasons, or be aware of the reasons for why I am in a wilderness experience, right? I need to always show up with a good report of faith and possibilities. And I also need to not be fazed by other people's evil reports. It's amazing the things that come out of our mouth, right? When we speak words of cursing over each other, like, "Oh man, you ain't never gonna get it together," or, "Oh, that little kid over there, oh, they're just gonna be a mess when they grow up." That stuff, those are evil reports. Those are words of cursing. So you need to show up and speak words of life, man. That child, they're gonna be great. They're gonna be a leader. It's gonna be awesome. Everything's gonna turn out okay. We're gonna make it. Positive, faith, optimistic, rational, possible. These are the things we need to show up with. And that last question, well, what is God asking me to do? Well, from all the things that I shared, what is God asking you to do? He's asking me to show up, sharing gratitude and sharing a good report, a report of hope and faith, especially with my husband and then also with my children. And to bring a righteous report so that I can give my kids a fighting chance to obtain the so-called promised land, whatever that might mean, right? What is God asking you to do? I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me for this biblical bath and that you feel washed by the Holy Spirit. I hope you have a beautiful day with your family, and you take care.